Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into una flor blanca para los murciélagos,
Okay.
which is a white flower for the bats in English.
Sounds interesting.
We're going to unlock some of the Spanish vocabulary and phrases
Okay.
from this novel. And it's going to be kind of like a crash course
Yeah,
in Spanish with a side of mystery.
I like it.
So
So what are we working with here?
we've got a vocabulary list with English translations,
Gotcha.
some discussion questions, which we'll get to,
Okay.
and 6 phrases
Oh,
that just ooze with atmosphere,
great.
all in Spanish, of course, with those handy English translations.
Of course.
Just skimming the vocabulary list, I'm already hooked.
Yeah.
Mejillonera, a mussel bed,
Wow.
evokes such a strong sense of place.
Yeah.
And then there's cabañuela, which refers to a traditional method of weather forecasting,
Huh.
using natural signs. Like, imagine predicting the weather by observing the flight of birds
Oh, wow.
or the blooming of certain plants.
That's cool. Yeah. It's amazing how a single word can transport you to a different time and place.
Right.
And cabañuela hints at a deep connection to nature and tradition,
Yeah,
something that might play a significant role in the novel.
exactly. And speaking of evocative words, how about retin-tin, which describes a clinking sound? It makes me think of secrets being whispered,
Ooh.
or maybe a weapon being concealed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It definitely adds an element of suspense.
Right.
And when you pair it with a word like zozobra, which means anxiety,
Yeah.
you start to get a sense of the novel's unsettling atmosphere.
Yeah, it's like we're already stepping into a world where something isn't quite right.
Exactly.
What really stands out to you from the vocabulary list?
I think escoba de retama, which is a broom made of broom heath.
Oh, yeah.
It seems so specific, so grounded in a particular place.
I'm curious to know if this type of broom holds any cultural significance.
It absolutely does.
Okay.
Broom heath is native to the Iberian Peninsula and was traditionally used to make brooms in Spain.
So this simple word actually connects us to the daily life
Right.
and landscape of the story's world.
Exactly.
It makes me wonder, is there something about the act of sweeping or cleaning
Yeah.
that might be important in the story?
It's a great question.
And speaking of cultural connections,
Yeah.
how about queimada?
Yes,
It's that Galician burnt drink.
that's right.
Right.
More than just a beverage, it seems like a ritual, an experience.
Yeah, you're right on the mark.
Queimada is traditionally made with orujo, sugar, coffee beans, lemon peel, and herbs.
Wow.
It's prepared in a very specific way, often involving flames and incantations.
Really?
And it's deeply rooted in Galician folklore, often associated with warding off evil spirits.
So it's not just a drink.
It's an act of magic.
Its inclusion in the vocabulary list makes me think the novel might explore themes of superstition,
Yeah,
tradition, maybe even the battle between good and evil.
absolutely.
What do you make of the word portalón, which means a large door?
Hmm.
It seems a bit out of place among these other words.
I find that one particularly intriguing.
Yeah.
While it might seem mundane at first glance,
Right.
a portalón could symbolize a threshold, a point of entry into a new world, a different state of being. Maybe it represents a passage between reality and dreams,
Ooh.
or a gateway to a hidden truth.
Now that's what I call reading between the lines.
Right.
So we're getting a sense of the physical and cultural landscape,
Yeah.
but what about the emotional atmosphere of the novel?
Well, as we mentioned, zozobra anxiety gives us a clue,
Right.
but there are other words that deepen that feeling.
Okay.
Desacecadodo suggests a state of restlessness or unease,
Yeah.
while somnifero can mean sleep-inducing, but also carries connotations of drowsiness or a dreamlike state.
I'm picking up on a theme of blurred boundaries here.
Yes.
Between wakefulness and sleep, reality and dreams.
Yeah.
Maybe even sanity and madness.
It's possible.
This sense of uncertainty really amps up the suspense.
Absolutely. And when we consider the phrase el agua iba descubriendo la memoria del olor de la madera,
Okay.
the water was discovering the memory of the smell of wood. It adds another layer to this idea of blurred boundaries.
That phrase is so beautifully written, but what's the deeper meaning?
It's not just about the smell of wood, it's about the way the past lingers.
Yeah.
How memories and emotions can be embedded in the physical world. This suggests that in the world of the novel, nothing is truly forgotten.
Right.
The past is always present, influencing the present in subtle ways.
Like the past is a ghost that haunts the present.
I like that.
This next phrase has a completely different vibe.
Okay.
It's cynical.
All right.
And a bit unsettling.
Let's hear it.
La gente buena ha venido al mundo a joderse. La mala anda por ahí pisando fuerte.
Wow.
Which translates to, good people have come into the world to get screwed. Bad people are out there walking strong. What do you make of that?
It's a bold statement.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it reflects the novel's overall worldview, or if it's simply a perspective that will be challenged as the story unfolds.
That's a good point.
This tension between good and evil,
Yeah.
between those who suffer and those who thrive,
Right.
seems like a key theme we should keep in mind.
It really does.
This actually reminds me of one of the discussion questions.
Okay.
What is this character's innate quality or ability? Do you think this question refers to a character who embodies this cynical view?
Right.
Or perhaps someone who defies it?
It's a great point. It's like the author is dropping breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Leading us deeper into the mystery.
Totally.
Speaking of breadcrumbs, another question asks, what was being cleaned? What tool was used? Why? And for what purpose?
Interesting.
It sounds like a seemingly mundane act of cleaning might hold a deeper significance within the story.
Yeah, maybe.
Could this cleaning ritual be connected to the Escoba de Retama?
Possibly.
And could it be an attempt to cleanse away the past?
Yeah.
Or perhaps conceal a dark secret?
Those are excellent questions.
This is getting really interesting. You know, I'm starting to feel like we're detectives piecing together clues.
Me too.
Each word, each phrase, each question adds another layer to the mystery.
For sure.
What other discussion questions stand out to you?
Well, this one really piqued my curiosity. From where are they being shot at? By whom? And why? What does Fandinho Do say?
Ooh.
Clearly, there's danger lurking in this story.
This shooting.
And this Fandinho character seems to be right in the thick of it.
Oh, you're talking. It seems like our deep dive is about to take a dramatic turn.
It definitely raises the stakes.
Yeah.
And there's another question that adds to the intrigue. What did they find in this submarine-like vessel? What was the boy's role there?
Hold on. Submarine.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
It's getting interesting, isn't it?
Now I'm really hooked. We're only just getting started, and I'm already dying to know more.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Una flor blanca para los murciélagos. We left off with a cliffhanger.
We did.
A shooting.
A mysterious boy and a submarine.
Right.
I'm dying to know what happens next.
It seems like every detail in these sources is carefully placed to draw us deeper into the mystery.
Yeah, like the question about the submarine-like vessel.
Yes.
It hints at a hidden world.
Yeah.
A secret that someone, maybe this boy,
Right.
is guarding.
Yeah, and the fact that the question specifically mentions the boy's role suggests he's not just a passenger on this underwater journey.
Right.
He's somehow vital to the events unfolding.
Okay, next up, we have a question that seems a little out of place.
Okay.
After all this talk of submarines and shootings, what does bricolage, a DIY job, mean? It seems pretty straightforward, right?
On the surface, yes.
Right.
But remember, context is everything.
Right.
The fact that this question is included suggests this DIY job is not as simple as it appears.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's a cover for something illegal.
Oh.
Or maybe it involves the use of unusual materials or techniques that connect back to the novel's central mystery. Maybe the materials used in this bricolage are somehow connected to the submarine.
Right.
Or even the shooting.
It's like the author is challenging us to look beyond the obvious, to see the hidden connections between seemingly unrelated details.
Exactly.
Now, this next question seems tailor-made for you.
Okay.
What is the philosophy or motto of this police officer?
Ooh.
We already know he's involved in the shooting.
Right.
But what kind of cop is he?
This is where we get to delve into character motivation.
Okay.
Understanding a character's core beliefs can often unlock their actions and decisions.
Yeah.
Does this police officer adhere to a strict code of justice?
Right?
Or are they more pragmatic, willing to bend the rules to achieve their goals?
Yeah.
Or maybe their philosophy has been shaken by the strange events they're encountering.
I'm getting a strong sense that this officer is not your typical by-the-book cop.
Yeah, especially when we consider the next question.
Okay.
What does the screw gesture at the temple mean?
That doesn't exactly scream respect for authority.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
That's a gesture often used to express disbelief or frustration. It suggests this police officer is dealing with situations that defy logic or common sense. Perhaps even hinting at the presence of the supernatural or the absurd.
Right.
It makes you wonder what kind of events would make a seasoned police officer question their own sanity.
Maybe they're starting to see the world through a different lens.
Right.
realizing that things aren't always as they seem.
Absolutely.
Now, here's a question that shifts our focus to a different character.
Okay.
Why doesn't the old woman sleep? Who is she afraid of? We've gone from submarines to sleepless nights. This novel really keeps us guessing.
Indeed.
And this question suggests that the old woman is at the heart of the mystery. Her insomnia could be caused by anxiety, guilt, or perhaps she's privy to secrets that others are desperate to keep hidden. The fact that she's afraid raises the stakes even higher.
Yeah.
Who or what is posing a threat to her? Could it be connected to the shooting,
Yeah.
the submarine, or even this DIY job we were talking about?
It's possible.
Maybe it's all connected somehow.
Or maybe it's something more psychological, something that's haunting her from within.
Ooh, that's interesting.
The next question adds another layer to her situation.
Okay.
What document does the police officer and the old lady need to write, and why?
A document.
A document.
This sounds official, maybe even legal?
It could be a statement, a report, a confession, even a will. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
But the fact that both the police officer and the old woman are involved suggests this document holds the key to unraveling the truth. Could it be that the old woman knows something crucial to the investigation?
Right.
And the police officer needs her to document it?
This document feels like a turning point in the story.
It does.
A moment where secrets are revealed.
Right.
And the truth starts to come to light.
Yeah.
Okay, let's tackle some of these rapid-fire questions.
All right.
First up, why doesn't the lady with the cane call a relative to help her?
Interesting question.
Yeah.
It suggests a sense of isolation. Perhaps a desire to protect her family from whatever danger she's facing.
Right.
Or maybe she simply has no one to turn to.
Next, why didn't the old lady open the door for the TV technician? Was she being paranoid? Afraid of strangers?
Yeah.
Or maybe the technician is not who they seem.
Excellent point.
Right.
Maybe this seemingly ordinary encounter is actually a veiled threat. It definitely plays into the theme of trust.
Yeah.
Or the lack thereof.
Right.
That seems to permeate this novel.
Now for a question that sparked my imagination. What was the old lady's living room like? What decoration items were there?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's like the author is inviting us to step into her world,
Right.
to uncover clues about her past and her personality,
Oh.
through the objects that surround her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The objects in a person's home often reveal a great deal about their personality, their
Yeah.
history, their values.
Yeah. Are there religious icons, family photos,
Right.
books,
Yeah.
or perhaps something more unusual, something that hints at a hidden passion or a dark secret?
I'm picturing dusty antiques, faded photographs.
Yeah.
Maybe a crucifix on the wall,
Mm.
and a worn copy of Don Quixote lying open on a side table.
I like it.
Something that speaks of a life steeped in memories and secrets.
A vivid image indeed.
Yeah.
Now for the next question.
Okay.
What does the police officer promise?
A promise.
A promise.
That's intriguing.
Is it a promise of protection, justice, or
Yeah.
something more ambiguous?
Right.
Something that could have unforeseen consequences?
This promise feels heavy with implications.
It does.
Whatever it is, it's bound to have a significant impact on the story.
For sure.
Okay, 2 more questions left in this section.
Right.
Where did they go the other day? Who did they meet?
Okay.
This sounds like a casual encounter
Yeah.
that might hold more weight than it first appears.
Maybe they met someone who provided a vital clue.
Yeah.
Or perhaps the location itself is significant.
It's all about seemingly insignificant details taking on unexpected importance.
And finally, what do you think Dawn's face was like? Why the police officer's satisfaction?
Ooh. Now we're getting into the realm of emotions and motivations again.
Yes, we are.
It sounds like there's a confrontation brewing here.
Yeah.
A clash of wills between the police officer and this Dawn character. And the police officer's satisfaction suggests they've gained the upper hand,
Right.
perhaps uncovered a truth that Dawn was desperate to conceal.
Interesting.
But what secrets and lies lie at the heart of this encounter?
We'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait for part 3 to find out.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've journeyed deep into the world of Una flor blanca para los murciélagos, uncovering a web of intrigue woven from evocative Spanish vocabulary, thought-provoking questions, and those intensely atmospheric phrases. I'm ready to tie it all together. How about you?
Absolutely. We've uncovered so many intriguing clues. It's time to see if we can piece together the bigger picture. Let's revisit those six Spanish phrases. They offer a unique lens through which to view the novel's themes and the character's emotional landscape.
You're right. We've already discussed the phrases about the memory embedded in the smell of wood and the cynical view of good and evil in the world. Those really set the stage for a story where the past haunts the present and morality is a slippery slope. But there's one phrase that's been lingering in my mind. Las lágrimas son el mejor colirio del mundo, which means tears are the best eye drops in the world. It's simple, yet profound.
It speaks to the power of catharsis, of finding release through emotional expression. In a story filled with secrets, anxiety, and perhaps even violence, tears could represent a way for the characters to cleanse themselves of pain and sorrow.
It makes you wonder who is crying in this story, and what burdens are they carrying that need to be released through tears.
Excellent question. It invites us to consider the emotional toll these mysteries and events are taking on the characters. Now, let's shift gears to a phrase that's a bit more abstract. Es una ley física como los vasos comunicantes, which translates to, it's a physical law like communicating vessels.
This one feels like a metaphor, but I'm not quite sure what it's referring to.
It evokes the scientific principle of communicating vessels where liquid and connected containers will always find a common level. I think it suggests an interconnectedness in the novel, a sense that actions and consequences are inseparable. Just as the water level in those vessels seeks equilibrium, so too might the characters' choices create ripples that affect everyone around them.
So maybe it's hinting at a chain reaction of events where seeming the isolated actions have far-reaching consequences. It makes me think of the butterfly effect, how one small change can alter the course of history.
Exactly. And this idea of interconnectedness is further emphasized in the phrase, se había enredado en esta maldita madeja, which translates to he had gotten tangled up in this damn skein.
That imagery really paints a picture of someone feeling trapped, lost in a web of complexity.
Precisely. Medea refers to a ball of yarn. So the imagery of being tangled in a skein suggests confusion, a struggle to find a way out. Perhaps this character is entangled in the mysteries of the novel, or maybe they're struggling with their own internal conflicts.
It makes me think of the police officer, the old woman, even the boy with the submarine. They all seem to be caught in a web of events that they're trying to unravel. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the phrase that made my jaw drop. Pero me sentí tan bien como si le refregase las tripas con una escoba de retama. That translates to, but I felt as good as if I were scrubbing his guts with a broom of shrub. It's violent, visceral, and I have no idea what to make of it.
It's certainly the most jarring of the phrases, but remember, we've already discussed the cultural significance of the escoba de retama, the broom made of broom heath. It's not just a random cleaning tool, it's rooted in Spanish tradition.
So maybe this act of scrubbing, even though it's described in such a graphic way, could represent something more than just violence. Could it be a form of purification, a desperate attempt to cleanse something corrupt or evil?
I think you're onto something. This image, as shocking as it is, might be a way for the author to convey the intensity of the character's emotions. They're dealing with something so profound, so deeply disturbing, that only such a visceral act can express the depth of their feelings.
It's like they're trying to scrub away the darkness to restore order and balance.
Exactly. It's a complex and disturbing image, but one that speaks to the powerful themes of cleansing and redemption that might be at play in the novel.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We've explored Spanish vocabulary, pondered thought-provoking questions, and decoded phrases that hint at a world of mystery, danger, and profound emotion. What does this all mean for our listener who's about to embark on their own journey into una flor blanca para los marcieros?
I think it's safe to say that this novel is not for the faint of heart. It's a story that will challenge your assumptions about good and evil, about the nature of truth, and about the ways in which the past can shape our present. Be prepared to encounter characters who are grappling with complex emotions and events that defy easy explanations.
It's a story that will stay with you long after you've finished reading it, prompting you to question the world around you and the secrets that lie hidden beneath the surface.
And for those of you who are fascinated by language, this deep dive has hopefully sparked a desire to explore the nuances of Spanish. It's a language rich in history, culture, and emotion, and it can open up a whole new world of literary experiences.
If you're ready to unravel the full story and its mysteries, we encourage you to seek out una flor blanca para los murciélagos. But be warned, once you step into this world of intrigue, you might never see the world in quite the same way again.
And sometimes that's the most rewarding journey of all.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed exploring the world of una flor blanca para los murciélagos. Until next time,
Happy reading.